evening before the hunt. I just want to show you a camp. We're going to set up some targets and shoot a little bit and possibly go do some scouting before it gets dark. So, alright, night before the hunt. Opening morning, getting ready to get out there and go and harvest ourselves a deer. Well, maybe. Saw a nice 2-point up there, and me and my brother were just doing some road hunting. Saw a nice 2-point up there on that ridge where you see where you see the pine trees. So we pursued it up there, and we got up to the very top. They let us sneak in, and we were about 50 yards, and they saw us, and the sun was in our face, so we couldn't see them, and then they took off running. But great opening morning so far. Saw a 2-point. So we're on our first break. We're on our first break from pursuing that 2-point. We came down to this little service station here. This little viewpoint. It's a great view. That down there is Bear Lake. Bear Lake borders Idaho and Utah. So probably way down there is Idaho. Could be. So anyways, we stopped here to give our families a call. My cell phone doesn't have any service, but my brother's did, so. But for my first bow hunt and actually seeing a buck on opening day and actually going up and stalking it, we jumped it as soon as we got up there, like I was telling you. But it's been great. Been a lot of fun, so we're just going to get off the phone here, and then we're going to head to a service station and head back to camp and probably plan out what we're going to do for the afternoon hunt. So, alright, take it easy. Alright, so it's mid-afternoon. Well, not actually. It's 11:31 a.m. and we're just sitting around in camp. We're going to wait for our afternoon hunt. So we've been just working with our bows and sighting them in. Mine is the one that needs a lot of work. My brother's bow is pretty much dead on. But anyways, alright. Well, I'll let you know before we go on our afternoon hunt. The evening hunt has been planned. The rest of our hunters showed up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sit down to a steak dinner, and then we're going to go and sit on water holes for the night and see if we can get any bucks to come in and get a drink. So that is the plan for tonight. Okay, so we got to our stocking part. Right now we're keeping an eye on a water hole. It's just right over there. There's two game trails that lead to it. There's a game trail just right in front of me, and I'm hiding behind that nice sized pine till dark. And we were there for 3 hours, covering that water hole. Cows just kept on coming left and right. Yeah, so cows just keep on coming in. So we just decided to call it a night. This morning, my brother dropped me off right here off of this road. Up there is where we saw that 2-point yesterday. So I went up there way before the sun came up. And while I was up there, I could hear twigs snapping. I also heard one take off because I could just hear the bouncing. But that happened way before I even sat down, so I know I didn't spook it. Chances are he could have smelled me, or her could have smelled me. That's a possibility. But then, while I was up there, I started hearing some grunting noises, and I know that deer, this is pre-rut, and I know that deer don't grunt this time of the year. I was told that. So I heard some noises I'm not familiar with, and we are in bear country. So I thought the best bet was to get out of Dodge. So, alright, intermission. I'm waiting for my brother to come pick me up. I was supposed to be up there until 8. It is now 7:49. I got up there. I was up there about 6, maybe 6:45. And then, yeah, that sound freaked me out, so I got down. So I'll be on this road waiting for my brother to come pick me up for a while, but I just don't want to take chances with a bear. This is bear country, like I said. What a beautiful place. I mean, great view. I'm going to suggest all of us coming over here this evening and see if we can hunt right here this evening. I'm going to make that suggestion to the group. I'm hunting with my brother, Scott, his brother-in-law, John, and his son named Hunter. I'll introduce all you guys to them later on. But for my first bow hunt, I'm having the time of my life. This is so great. I do miss my family already, though. I realized a little bit last night trying to fall asleep. I was like, yeah, got a 2-year-old son. This is fun to be around, and I wish they could just be, come up and at least camp with us. But we'll maybe work that out next year. But yeah, having a great time. Everyone at camp's having a great time. My brother Scott and his brother-in-law John are a little frustrated because they've gone to so many places where, this is their 3rd year hunting up here, and they haven't even been able to take a shot at anything. But they usually go to this one place down south in southern Utah where they almost get a shoot every year. So, so who knows, maybe next year we'll be down south. We're in northern Utah, right by Bear Lake in Cache County. So, alright. Just waiting for me to get picked up. Alright, have one. What's up, YouTube? Robert here. I just wanted to let you know that wasn't able to film any more of my hunt. I had my camera in my pocket, and while I was out there hiking, I must have accidentally hit the power button, and my battery totally died out there. So I think where we left off was hunting and waiting around in that pond where the cows were. So nothing ended up coming in that night. The next morning we did a road hunt. We found a couple more things of deer. It was just does that we saw the next morning on the road hunt.
And then we decided to go to this area what's been known for some really big bucks and a lot of deer. So we went and scouted that area, and like I said, I wasn't able to record. So that one night we had a cow problem. This night we had a sheep problem. So that morning hunt was pretty much ruined because of the sheep in the area. So a lot of people let their cattle and their sheep loose up there, and then round them up probably once a week or something. So no dice there. Then we went back to camp and ate lunch/breakfast/dinner, and then we went out again and went to this one area where the very first morning, where on opening morning, where we saw that 2-point. We went there and that night, and we hunted that up there until it got dark, and nothing came in. John, my brother's brother-in-law, he saw a deer coming, blowing. He heard the deer blowing. His son saw the deer. It was a 3x2, so that's a good sized buck, and he heard that blowing, and nothing. There was no outcome on that. So we went back to camp, and then we just pretty much went to bed and got up the next morning, went road hunting, and then we were planning on just going up to where we saw the 2-point again, where we hunted the night before. Got up there and was getting our gear on, ready to head up the mountain, and then John noticed 3 big bucks down the hill, and I put my binoculars up, and we saw 2 of them was a 2-point, and the other one was that 3x2. So we knew these bucks were in this area. So what we ended up doing is that 2 of us went up a hill, 2 of us went down the hill where the bucks were, and I went probably 200 yards away from where John was going to actually circle around the area and spook the bucks to us. And that plan didn't work out. The deer didn't even come in that area. So what we did is just we waited for a little bit, and then we decided, okay, well, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning is when they start bedding down. So we decided to go back to camp, eat lunch/breakfast/dinner again, and got ready for our evening hunt. Our evening hunt, we went to the same place, went back up there to the top. We figured, okay, they're going to come down from where because the way they acted and stuff, we could just tell that they go up there higher to bed down, and they'll come down lower to eat. So we were up there waiting, and this was the last night of hunting, and we just waited, and nothing showed up. My brother did happen to see a doe and 2 fawns, but they were probably 1,000+ yards away from him, but he could see them with the binoculars and everything, and that was the only sightings on that evening. And then we went back to camp and just got everything ready to go. The next morning, we were going to go and probably do our morning hunt, but everyone was just like, let's just get out of here. So we packed up camp, and I was back home by 9 o'clock in the morning. We got up about 6 o'clock in the morning, so about a 2-hour drive from where I live. But yeah, that was the conclusion of my hunt. I really wish my having footage throughout the whole thing. I didn't get to even shoot at a deer. I didn't even get to draw back on one. But I would have to say my very first bow hunt, awesome. I loved it. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go every year now. I mean, it was so much fun. So enjoy the footage. I hope you enjoyed the footage that you just saw. I wish I had more, but I learned a big lesson not to keep that camera in my pocket, because it's easy for the button to turn on, and that camera was just on in my pocket the whole time, and I had no idea it was on, and my battery died. So anyways, thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked. Alright, and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one.